Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be going over a question I got quite a few times from small businesses and some meetups that I've been going to. And they were asking, what is the difference between a virtual CISO and a CISO that you have on staff? So we're going to go over all that and the service that we offer here at ISP Security. So if you guys are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, and share. And let's get into it, shall we? So if you aren't familiar with me, my name is Patrick Gorming. I am the founder and CEO of ISP Security, where we provide penetration testing services, security advisory, vCISO, SOC as a service, and other stuff too. You reach out to us if there's something that we can help you with. I will do my best to do so. So if we come over to ispsecurity.co, and we're going to be talking about vCISO services today. What is vCISO? So on my website, you can just go, there is a little, if you come down, there's a little box that says vCISO services. I have more information that I want to share with you guys, but if you hit learn more, and vCISO services. What exactly is this? It's professional cybersecurity leadership. We can do strategic advisory without the overhead of a full-time employee, a full-time executive, right? Because say for an example, you know, I'm just throwing these numbers out there. We can go on Google or whatever, but maybe a CISO, it probably costs an organization maybe $250,000. You know, maybe 200 is 250,000, depending on how big the organization is. If it's a 200 person and you call yourself a CISO, you're probably at about 100,000, 120,000. Even that, you didn't say 120,000, that's $10,000 a month that a company is paying to have someone on staff, right? So we at ISP Security, we align security with your business goals. Not every company has the same security goal. Yes, it's to protect themselves and their data and their company, but maybe someone wants to protect their website, their data. Maybe someone wants to protect their physical facility or whatever the case may be, right? So if you come down and you can see our approach, right? It's really slow because I'm on a VM and I haven't rebooted this VM in probably 3 weeks. So the approach that we take, right? So let me just go ahead and zoom this in a little bit more. And I want to make sure this is not my big head. Whoops. Let me see if I can bring this up just a little bit so we can see. I'm just going to stop right there and you guys can go to the site. But you know, we're going to bridge the gap between technical security and business objectives, right? We want to make sure whatever your business is, if you need to be compliant, whatever the case may be, I don't want to start making stuff up because, you know, it's situation by situation. So what do we start with? We start with assessing your situation, your environment, your technologies, see what the risk is. So we identify critical assets. Do you have external facing assets? Do you have IoT assets? Do you have servers? Do you have cloud applications? Blah, blah, blah. The list goes on, right? And then we start evaluating how you currently have your security structure. Do you have MFA? Do you have servers that people RDP to or remotely connect? Do you have email? Do you have MFA? The list goes on, you know. Then we create a roadmap. Then we design a roadmap for you. Then we develop, you know, a multi-year security strategy, right? We can be first 3, 6, 9 months or the first year, but remember, security doesn't have an end goal, right? You have to continuously improve, make sure you're up to date with your stuff, and just always going, right? If you're stagnant, you're going to be in trouble. Then governance, then compliance, then ongoing continuous leadership, right? Incident response, oversight, broad level reporting, understand all the aspects of security. That's why here I wanted to close a gap, and that's why I announced it about 2 weeks ago at HackSpaceCon, and I talked about it when I had my booth at B-Sides Tampa, which I'm super grateful for. Thank you so much for having me there and speaking and all that stuff. So I created and I started doing SOC as a service. We here at ISP, we are leveraging Microsoft security. That's what I think we are the best at. And yeah, there's so many other solutions. So if you come to us, you will be using Microsoft security solutions, the Microsoft security ecosystem. So I did write some stuff up that I wanted to go over. Obviously, ignore all the crazy writing, but I want to go through this really, really quickly. And I wanted to make this video about vCISO services and how we can keep your business safe. So the first one here is developing a comprehensive cybersecurity plan. This is obviously number one always. We have to know what we're assessing and what we need to plan to make sure you're all good. So our vCISO experts conduct an assessment of your existing systems to identify potential vulnerabilities, often starting with the penetration test. This is always what I recommend. And that's why we start doing penetration testing, because this will often see and simulate the real world attacks and uncover weaknesses proactively, right? And then we can craft a tailored, proactive cybersecurity plan that is not only protects your business, but also prepares you for the future risks, right? This ensures you are always one step ahead of a potential threat. If we don't have MFA today, we want to make sure we have MFA today, right? Not tomorrow, not the next day. Or if you never did a phishing simulation, understanding what the risks are if someone tries to do a business email compromise, or what is the risk if you don't have antivirus or EDR or some kind of maybe like threat locker, which is, application control based, or EDR, MDE, or something that's on your endpoints to make sure if there's a threat, it can be stopped in its tracks, right? So the number two thing, the second one here is cost-effective expertise. In my opinion, I never want to consider myself an expert at anything. I've been saying this for years. I just want to continue improving my skills, my knowledge, and things change. If you asked me 10 years ago about AI, I would think you're nuts, right? But look what we're dealing with today, AI, right? So hiring a full-time CISO can obviously be super, super expensive. Like I just said, it can be 150 to 250,000 and even more depending on how big your organization is. And this is especially for a small, medium-sized business, right? If you're 100, 200, 300 user environment, maybe you have 1, 2, 3 IT people. And if you have 1, 2, 3, even up to 3 IT people, I can guarantee they're not covering every single aspect. And if they say they are, they're lying. Because I talked to companies in the past that, it's a 1, 2, 3 man IT shop, and they say they're a network engineer, security engineer, CISO, director of IT, the whole shebang. And I just ask some basic questions and they don't know. Not that they're not educated on the topic, but they just don't know what's going on in their environment because they're focusing on tickets. The users can't print, the users can't access their email. So they're in Office 365 releasing email or whatever the case may be, right? So with that being said, ISP Security's vCISO service, you can gain access to elite cybersecurity experts or expertise. I think they're two different words in my opinion. I have expertise in certain things, but I don't say I'm an expert at anything, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. On a flexible, cost-effective basis. If you want to hire us, I'm not going to put a price out there because it all depends, but say for an example, you want to hire us for 20 hours a month, it will be $2,000 for an example, right? So that's not I'm just saying for an example. So $2,000 a month, and that's $24,000 a year versus, $250,000 a year. You see where I'm getting at? So whether you need an assistant on a few hours a month or more extensive support, we can support you in any way that fits your budget, right? So we design it for you. Like I said, I'm doing vCISO services for multiple companies. There's a company that I have 35 employees. There's one that I just signed on that has 450 employees, right? And they do 20 hours a month, right? 5 hours a week that we go, and that's what they, one is 20 hours, the other one is 40. But anyhow, you get the gist. So ensuring compliance and security, I want to harp on this for a second because compliance is super, super critical, especially if you're, if you need to be SOC 2, PCI, GDPR, HIPAA, ISO 2701. You want to do NIST 853. There's a whole bunch of players in a game that you want to make sure you're covering, right? So that's the next one. And then responding to cyber emergencies. I say this one because it's super, super critical. Recently, in the last 2 months, there has been 3 companies reach out to me because they got hacked. And for those folks that don't know, this might be new news to them, but I did forensics and digital forensics and DFIR for 6 years for a company in 2014 to 2020. So I went to court, I did the whole chain of custody. That's when I did my CHFI from EC Council, and I did some other, in-case and autopsy and all these cool tools that, e-discovery and Purview now in Microsoft. And there's so many other tools that, we can discuss with emergencies and understanding how DFIR and incident response actually occurs and how we can take care of that. So, despite the best efforts, cyber attacks can still happen. Doesn't matter what your security measure is. It only takes one click or one entry for a human to allow an attacker in, and it's game over. So when they do, ISP Security's vCISO steps in immediately. Like if you have an incident, we will step in immediately to make sure our team will guide you through the containment, recovery, remediation, minimize the damage, restore, converse with the ransom people. If you had ransom, like there was a recent incident, like I said, I had to talk to the folks and say, hey, like, what is your main purpose? Do our, talking, negotiating. And the reason why I say negotiating is because they didn't have a backup of their systems. So it was a whole nightmare. So it's not like I can say, screw those ransomware, let's just restore from yesterday because you have a Veeam backup or some kind of backup, Datto, whoever you use for your backup and recovery. They didn't have anything. They were a smaller company thinking they would never get hacked. They have about, I think, 40 employees. And they're small and mighty. They make a lot of money, but, they were asking for $1.5 million. Which I don't know why they were asking for so much for such a small company, because I know why, but anyhow, so we negotiated with them, and I'm not going to disclose how much we negotiated for, but we did. So we also helped them in that crisis. They were freaking out, and I thought it was really, really cool that we were able to help them. And then the last one here is continuous monitoring and improvement. That's what our SOC services. Obviously, vCISO services, we can continuously monitor and maintain everything, your threats, the whole shebang. So cybersecurity is an ongoing process. It's not a one-time solution, right? This is a super, super critical thing. And I want to bring this up so you guys can see this. Let me bring this up. So number 5 here. So cybersecurity is an ongoing process, not a one-time solution. Threats consistently evolving, right? Like threats are always getting better, from ransomware attacks and insider threats to cloud misconfigurations. And now this whole AI shebang, right? AI-powered cyber risks. Our vCISO service experts continually monitor your security posture, review your exposure. Say we can implement something for your external, like a CTI, cyber threat intelligence for your external access or external facing assets, not access, sorry, English is hard. And then implement a proactive improvements to keep your organization protected against these attacks, right? So that's pretty much an overall thing about what is vCISO services, what we're doing here at ISP Security. So if there's anything that I can do for you, we can do for you, please reach out. You can go hit me up on LinkedIn. You can email me at info@ispsecurity.co. You guys know where to find me. You can go on the website, put in your information. But if you want to reach out to me directly, And if you want to refer me to for any kind of service, and if the deal closes, like I always say, you will get a kickback for a referral bonus, and we can discuss the price when we, if you refer me. I have multiple partners, which I'm really super grateful. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I really love them. And we refer each other business. If there's something that I cannot do, I give it to them. If they cannot do it, they give it to me. And we have that partnership. I think that's a big thing in this community, in this industry. Partnerships are really critical. You cannot do everything by yourself. So referrals are really appreciated, and thank you. But yeah, that's it for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a blessed day, stay safe, and see you next time. Bye-bye.